Hello, everyone. This is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. I'm just waiting for Jeff to come in. I'm just starting now. Just going through it right now. So let me test Jeff right now. Uh, you know, anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, if anyone knows, I'm very congested because I was very sick yesterday. My allergies were pretty bad, but doesn't stop me to continue this show. So while we wait for with Jeff coming in to the stream, I just want to say that it's going to be just me and Jeff doing this live stream. Fortunately, Aston has some technical difficulties, so he's not going to come tonight, but he's going to come in the Heather's upcoming movie review for that, so that's good. And same thing with Cyber, he had a upcoming uh, technical difficulties, but he was unable to come. So no worries. He's gonna hopefully be joining us on the Heather's podcast as well. So, but no worries. We'll enjoy a very fun uh, review for that. Heather's is a really good movie. I just recently saw this past week, or the past week. It was really good. I think again, Winona Ryder, great actress. I haven't seen her work. And Chris Slayer, amazing in that role. Anyway, so we're reviewing Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a really good. Uh, I mean, it's one of the most classic, slasher film of all time. Of course, it's directed by Wes Craven, starring Heather Langenkamp, of course, Robert Englund, John Saxon, and of course, the film debut of Johnny Depp. And I gotta say, it still holds up to this day. I just watched it twice today, which is great. Um, this movie is only under 91 minutes and still packs a lot of detail. It's one of the most, I gotta say, this is one of the most well written, well crafted slasher film that's been there after Scream. I gotta say, and it's crazy that both of them are directed by, Wes Craven. Yeah, so, and speaking of Scream, there is a lot of parallels to uh that and the Scream franchise. Like first off, now Tina is very much the Drew Barrymore of this film. Like you think that Tina was going to be the main lead, but instead it's actually Heather Langenkamp's character Nancy Thompson. By the way, it's very funny that the character's named Nancy because my grandma is named Nancy, which is really cool. Um, but yeah, the fact that Nancy becomes Slayer are de facto protagonists of the piece. So hold on. Um, I'll give you a minute. Texting Jeff right now. So So sorry, guys. I'm texting. This is very professional. I have to say. Just give me a minute. Whatever. Anyway, so I have no host. So whatever, and I know that I'm not gonna get this high reviews of this review because not fuck this. Here we go. Elm Street. So let me first I see it. Get the description here. You know what? I gotta say, alright. I gotta say, I am getting funky sick of this YouTube algorithm. I mean, I've been working my butt off this whole year, and now I'm not getting the kind of reviews I get. You know, this last month was the worst month for my channel. Well, not worst month. I don't know. Actually, apparently, this last month, September, was much better than last year. So very intriguing that they say that. But I'm very disappointed what I did last month. So, and now starting this October, you know, whole shit, it's coming down. So I have no host here. Jeff unfortunately forgot that today was the Nightmare Elm Street review, and this is not good. So I just cannot believe this review. Uh, this is uh, like ridiculous. I it's like ridiculous. I work so hard, and I now just it's me. No one cares if it was a much but multiple people. Like I think it will get more reviews, right? And no, when I do it, you know, it's only low reviews. It's just fucking ridiculous. This whole advertisement is such a joke. I mean, this is why like this whole country is wrong for like the whole reason. Ugh, yeah, people see it. Well, I don't know what to do. Well, you know what? Let me keep this like short and sweet. Let me review this now. Let me like do the comparisons of the screen because this is very interesting. So I say before, Tina, you think Tina is the like protagonist. So we got this opening, really cool opening, where we see Freddy, like um, making his claw. Really neat, very craftsmanship. And then after he's done with the cars, we get the opening credits of Nightmare on Elm Street. Really cool. And then we get our first dream sequence right away with Tina. You think Tina is the like main I say protagonist. And this is really creepy. I mean, one of the things I really appreciate Wes Craven as a director is that he is just so good of building up suspense and intensity in his films. And this is one of them. I mean, first off, you don't know where his Tina's at. Very like dream like surreal imagery. You know, you see the claws crawling and like a cloth, and then the white like background around Tina, which is like just the light, and then here she's going into this boiler room, which is really creepy. So after uh, she is, you know, in the boiler room, she's waking from her terrifying nightmare, in which this figure man is wearing a bladed glove. And then her mother points out the mystery slash on her nightgown, which indicates that whatever happens in the real world does happen, but it's different in the dream world where Freddy attacks them in the dream world. But when you see the slasher, it's just pretty much happened in dream world, which is kind of cool. So after that, like opening, you get like Tia's best friend, being introduced, Nancy Thomas, I mentioned, and her boyfriend Glenn Lentis, played by Johnny Depp. This is Johnny Depp's first debut of in film, which is kind of crazy that this is his first start as an actor. And I mean, he's really good here. I mean, in fact, he's been acting so long, and it started with a horror movie is really spectacular. It's something that is very common. I guess if you think about it, like a lot of our actors that we know sometimes started early in horror films. I mean, like Brad Pitt did it, George Clooney did it, like so many others. You can point out that their start is usually from either like a horror film or like like very early extra. So we meet both of them. They reveal that they also too have nightmares about the same disfigurement. Now, during the sleepover at Tina's house, which is really funny, really great fun scene, we get an introduction to Roy Lane, Tina's boyfriend, arrives. And then, so pretty much everyone are getting to all these characters for the film. And then, after, Tina and Ron goes and have sex, right? And then, of course, Nancy and Glenn talk and they go to sleep. Tina falls asleep again. She dreams again of Freddy, who attacks her in the real life. Ron sees her flail slashed by an unseen force, forcing him to flee, where Tina and Glenn find Tina's blooded body and die at the same time, which is crazy. By the way, Tina's death, like, same thing with Scream, right? Did not expect this character to die right away. You think Tia was the protagonist, right? And no, she is our first victim. It's really spectacular. I mean, the fact that this movie was very low to me as a cheap film. It's only what uh Nightmare was made only for like a 1.8 billion, which is crazy. And plus, the box office they made over 57.1 billion worldwide, which is crazy. So that death is really impressive. Like just her moving around the room, it's like very like very spectacular but horrifying at the same time. I mean, her getting slashed was really brutal. I mean, it's crazy, and the way her body hits her boyfriend was like really brutal. Like whoa, snagged him right there. Um, so after that, Nancy's police fall. So after that crime, we get the policeman, Don Thomas, Nancy's father, who comes and asks her what they were doing there. We see the mom as well, who is okay, and then Roy in the next morning sees Nancy and tells her he pleads his innocence, but at school. But he gets arrested by Don, who was following Nancy, and so Thomas caught Roy right away, which is crazy. But after that, Nancy goes to school. She falls asleep in the class and dreams of the man, but chases her during the boiler room. And it very creepy scene. Like the way we get into the dream sequence is very like organic and very efficient. Like you don't know what's real reality. This movie does a really good job of you know keeping us in like a very mysterious way when we're dreaming or not. And I think that's something that's really cool. So she again gets attacked by Freddy, but getting trapped in the boiler room, she deliberately burns her arm on a pipe, which stuns her awake in the class. And then she noticed the mark, the burn mark on her arm. So after this, Nancy visits Roy at the police station where she describes Tina's death along with his own recent nightmares about the same man. So, which is again confirming more about the same nightmares, right? Um, so at home, back on home, and Nancy, right? Nancy falls asleep in the bathtub and is nearly drowned by the man, by Freddy. So after that, uh, Nancy's trying to kind of keep her awake. So she relies on caffeine to stay awake. She invites Glenn to watch over her as she sleeps in her dream, where she sees Freddy preparing to kill Roy um, in the cell. But he turns his attention towards her, and as he wakes up when her alarm clock's off. So the man kills Roy by like staging it as a suicide in the police station. Uh, very. So now we lost Roy. So at his funeral, Roy's funeral, Nancy's parents become worried when Nancy destroys her dreams, and her mother, Marge, takes her to a sleep disorder clinic. Where in the dream, Nancy grabs the man's, I say Freddy's fedora, and with the name Fred Krueger really in it, and pulls it into the real world. At the same time, it's this dream. Every time so this is another detail that I really like is the physical and like changes that Nancy goes whenever she's in the dream world, because she made this one comment before in her room that she was like getting older, and then the disorder clinic here, when she comes out of that dream sequence, you see her hair turn white, which is weird. It's the thing where like you get pacify and like sometimes your hair grows like a different color, something like that. So they did that here, and so you see how like going into the dream does physically change you as a person, and so it's affecting Nancy very emotionally and psychologically, right? So after that, I say it, yeah. So after the oh after I say Nancy uh, gets back to the clinic. Her mom, Marge, who is barricading the house, and Marge explains that Krueger was the insane child murderer who killed 20 children, but was released on technically reasons. So, but he was burned alive by the victim's parents, who sought vigilante justice. Now a vengeful ghost, Krueger is now killing Nancy and her friends out of revenge to validate his psychotic needs. So, all right. So we got that. So we got an explanation of like who is Krueger. And everyone knows in the original like I think spin off of Freddy. He was once like a rapist of kids, but they sort of changed that. They toned down so what the more like I think graphic thing. So he's just a child murderer, which this rapist thing does come back later in the remake of Freddy Krueger when Jackie O'Hurley takes over Freddy Krueger. Um, so that's also really interesting. So let me take a break here, guys. Let me give you a trailer. Uh, so right now, let's see here. Find something here that's a little more. See here. Okay. Right. So I want to download the thing here. All right. So how you guys doing? Pretty good. Uh, Here we go. So let me do that right now. All right. Let's see. Yeah, perfect. So let me do this right now. Let me give you what else? This trailer that I just pulled up right now, so I can check something here right now. I'll be back. Enjoy this trailer. I'll come back to do the recap, and then we'll pretty much get out of here early because there's no point staying in like a half hour or so. So, all right. So, give me a minute. Again, sorry guys. Uh, such a loosely review. I just this myself. If I had like created notes for this, I could have been more professional and prepared. But I was very sick yesterday. My allergies were really bad. Um, so yeah, I wasn't expecting today to be like very loose. But hey, after this, I'm gonna watch the Penguin episode 3. So that's gonna be saying tomorrow. Let me do the recap, so I don't have to do it towards the end. So next week, actually, it's gonna be a busy week for me. Tomorrow, I'm gonna do a Penguin recap with Jeff. Tuesday, I'm gonna do a Scream podcast with Tim, the man, the was it hey see Man of Ages podcast with Tim and Tom. Really great group there. If I just remember their names correctly. Oh dear. Let me check this out here. I think they posted something here before. So let's see here. Um, I don't know. They usually have the notifications here. Yeah, Tim and Matthew. So like I'm pretty much going to be over their podcast doing the screen review on Tuesday. So that's going to be exciting. Then Wednesday we're going to do Africa. All on episode 4, right? So, but also that day as well, I'm gonna do my solo review on Penguin episode 3 and Africa episode 3 as well this week, and then of course Daryl Dixon as well, which I remember. Yeah, Daryl Dixon as well. So yeah. Okay. Try this here. So let me take a break. I'll come back. We'll do a wrap up, and then we'll get out of here very early. All right, guys.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
You could just see cuts happen.
What did that, Lieutenant?
I don't know.
What's the coroner got to say? He's in the jar and puking since he saw it.
They're gonna kill me for sure.
Did you do it?
There was somebody else there.
He was locked in a room with a girl who went in alive and came out in a rubber bag.
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy? There's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
She's the only one who can stop it. If she fails,
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
no one will survive. From Wes Craven, director of The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left, a new masterpiece in fantasy terror, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, guys. Hope you guys hear me now. I forgot to mute myself, but did the cancellation, which is good. So, anyway, so I get back to the very much recap. So, get back to the movie. Glenn falls asleep. So both Nancy and Glenn are trying to kind of stay up. at midnight. And so unfortunately, Glenn is the last victim we get here. Well, not the last victim, but like Glenn is the latest victim that gets killed by Krueger. Now alone, Nancy asks her father, who is across the street investigating Glenn's death, to break into the house in 20 minutes. So what she's going to do, and we got a hint of this where when she was talking to Glenn, like before this third and I say climax film, she was reading like these booby traps, like survival kit. And so after she calls her father, she sets up a lot of booby traps and in arsenal to kind of defeat Krueger outside of the real world. So that's really cool. So she rigs, as I say, for the booby traps around the house and grabs Krueger out of the dream into the real world. So the booby traps allow her to light him on fire and lock him in the basement. So after this, the police arrive to find Krueger has escaped from the basement, but Nancy and Dawn find the burning Krueger smothering Marge into her bedroom. But after Dawn situate the fire, Krueger and Marge vanish into the bed before Krueger rises behind Nancy. Realizing that Krueger is fooled by his victim's fear, she calmly turns back to him, and Krueger evaporates. So instead of fighting Krueger, Nancy then calm herself and pretty much take all her fears and take away from Krueger to to exploit, and that's how Krueger is defeated, which is really cool. A very unique way to defeat a monster, which is really intriguing. So we got that. So Nancy steps out into a foggy morning where all her friends and her mother are still alive. She gets into Glenn's convertible to go to school, and when the top suddenly comes down, color in the green and red stripes, just like Krueger's shirt, they pretty much lock them. They were locked in as the car speeds down to the street, and while Marge waves them goodbye on the doorstep, the three girls in the white dresses playing jump rope chant Krueger's nursery rhyme as Marge is grabbed by Krueger through the front door window. By the way, the body model of the Marge is so fake. You can see that. But hey, this movie wasn't 20 or like $50 million budget film, so it was very, very low. And so what else can I do? But yeah, that's a wrap for the Nightmare on Elm Street review. Sorry guys, this was a very short pop culture talk, but unfortunately, a lot of people were having technical difficulties, or they forgot that tonight was the review. That was Jeff. But no worries. I'm kind of glad I'm actually doing this solo, because I already did 2 solos already with my Andreas Book Culture recap. So I was very comfortable doing this. So I'm very happy I actually kind of did this now to see how it goes. Plus I gave you guys trailers. Let me do this right now. Let me do some trailers for you guys to do. And then before we head out, just give me a minute here. Okay, here we go. Now I have to create them. This. Commercials. It's always something. Before. Give me a minute, guys. So, my overall thoughts on the film, I thought it was really great, fantastic. Still one of the best horror films of all time. Man, crazy that Wes Craven didn't direct the main sequels in the timeline, because he doesn't make another Nightmare film, but that's like out of continuity. Like that's the Nightmare, where that was a much more meta horror commentary film that was it predates Dream like 2 years, which is crazy. But that was not in continuity of all the previous films in the new line cinema franchise of Nightmare. So I always kind of wish that Wes did more of this, which, because like if you saw the Scream franchise, it's very much consistent, and he knows how to give it the quality that I think the later Nightmare sequels failed to capture. I mean, there's some good ones. I mean, like Nightmare on Street 3, Dream Warriors, one of my personal favorite of the franchise. It's the one that got me into this franchise. Here, let me get now the trailer. Tell me now. Right. And of course, you got Nancy Thompson, played by Heather Langenkamp. Really great, fine girl. I think the best, maybe after Cindy Prescott from the Scream franchise. She's really good in this film. She's great, and also in part 3. She's also great in New Nightmare. I think New Nightmare is her first performance as an actress, because that was really affecting real world events. So let me do this here. Let me download this new trailer. So I'm gonna do one more trailer and give. After that, I'm gonna do my rating and then get the heck out of here, folks. We're not gonna stay here for that long. Man, just waiting for this download to happen. Ay, ay, ay. Waiting. The sound takes forever. What else that I can bring up? I mean, what else? So, right here. So let me give you guys a trailer before we head out. What? Already 4 minutes? Crazy.
1, 2, friends coming for you. 3, 4, get locked in the door. 5, 6, grab your boots, 7.
Please, God.
This is God.
What the hell did that, Lieutenant?
I don't know. What's the coroner got to say?
He's in the John, puking since he saw it.
She dreamed this was gonna happen.
What?
That someone was trying to kill her. But he's burned and he uses these knives.
But I thought it was just another nightmare.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Killer's still loose, you know. He's after us in our dreams. Whatever you do, don't fall asleep. This is just a dream. He isn't real. 9, 10, never sleep. 10.
Alright. Do the cancellation. Alright, cancellation's done. Well, that's it. So my rating for this film will be a 10 out of 10. Great horror film. I mean, it's one of the best. Happy 40th anniversary Nightmare on Elm Street. Without you, we couldn't get other iconic supernatural slasher killers. You know, Chucky, Hell Priest, aka Pinhead from Hellraiser, or Leprechaun, or I mean, so many others that came after this, like Art the Clown, because of Freddy, who brought a new, fresh take on the slasher film by adding supernatural elements. Really incredible stuff, and I think this is Wes Craven's best work. I don't know, it's my favorite. It's tough because this and Scream, fantastic. But yeah, spectacular film. I mean, lots of blood, the gore, great imageries in the film, great performances. If I had to say the one weakness is probably the mom. Her performance is a little lackluster, but that's okay. But overall, fantastic movie. I highly recommend you guys to check it out. But yeah, so that's the film. Let me see what I can do. But I don't want to stay too long, but for this review, see if we get the scenes we can pull out or not. Yeah, it's gonna be 10:30. So I'll just call it quits. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. And I'll be back tomorrow for MC Bleeding Edge recap for the Penguin and Daryl Dixon. Plus Tuesday I'm gonna be at the Old Man's the OH Man podcast for Scream Tuesday, and Wednesday I'll be in Attica all along. So thank you guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys later. And plus, happy Halloween.